You are listening to episode 49 of the Underhook Show, which I got correctly on take 2. Chris, it has been a long time. I know it's only been a couple of weeks, but it feels like even longer. How have you been, my friend?
I'm good, Finally battling sinus infections. Done battling that. Done battling technical errors. We are back. I'm ready to talk a good pay-per-view, some good wrestling. Just happy to be here, man.
Same, man. Yeah, we've had it up against us from all kind of different aspects of life. Just a lot going on between our health, family lives, and then the machines came after us last week. Luckily, it seems that we got everything back up and running just in time for the Double or Nothing extravaganza, and of course, a 3-hour block of television, because that's the time of year we're in, where AEW Collision is preempted to the Stanley Cup playoffs. But both conference finals actually, or one was a sweep and one's probably going to be done in 5, so this might be the end of it, I think. Because I think ESPN just has the finals, so...
Did the Ducks lose?
Yeah, they were out in round 2.
Damn. Hey, round 2 is good. Good job, guys.
Yeah, they're going to be around.
My first year watching them, so just locking in.
Yeah, they got a good team. Fortunately, I'm just Vegas being back in the final kind of took the wind out of my sails because it's like their third in 10 years. So, but anyways, we're here to talk a different sport, our great sport of professional wrestling. Since it's been a while, what have you been watching over the last couple of weeks?
Oh man, let me tell you this: 2007 Combat Zone Wrestling. It's kind of a wild ride. 2007 was a different time in life in general, but this wrestling's awesome. They have a ladder match with a gym rope. Don't understand that, but they did it. And then I watched just like a lot of random stuff. I've been watching Zona because you told me I should watch the Fishman match, and now he's one of my favorite people on the planet.
You watched Fishman Demus, right?
Yes, I did. That's where I started, and then now I'm just jumping random spots. So,
yeah, that was one of my favorite matches in 2025. Just 2 absolute maniacs allowed to indulge in their worst tendencies, and I always tell people on, Fishman throws a box full of glass at somebody.
Yeah.
But another one go on.
But one of the best parts of I think I messaged you is they have a ring, but not one single match starts in that ring.
No, they just go for it, and that one they go all over the place, like up on like the trucks and shit like that. Like there's like a pile driver on a car, and the stuff with the car door especially too is gross because most of it's done while Demus has meat skewers in his forehead. I gotta put you on to Maquaro next.
Yeah, whatever. I will watch it. Yes, sign me up for it.
Maquaro is just, he's not very big. He just looks like this crazy old man in a soccer jersey. And he wrestled Fishman in a cage in the junkyard.
Yo, question. Who is that the super old dude? So, I don't know his name, but...
He's got like the crazy hair and like a construction worker's helmet.
Okay, that's not the guy I'm thinking of. The guy I've seen was on one of the covers, and he's just like a really old looking guy. I want to find out who that guy is, because I want to see. I don't know who he is, but...
Well, the beautiful thing about Lucha Libre is that like there is a lot of really old people still working.
Well, I realized this because there was a 6-man that I saw with someone named Super Poro, and he looked pretty older, and he was pretty awesome. So,
yeah, we'll continue our journey into the junkyard. I gotta see what they ran this year. I'm still in February on modern stuff. I've honestly just been hitting 96 ECW hard. I'm up to May, and it's been fine. The thing is, like, they do a lot less tapings at this point, so like they'll get like 3 or 4 weeks of TV out of like one pay-per-view. Well, they don't have pay-per-views, but you know what I mean, like the super shows on weekends. So I'm just dealing with getting through a lot of pre-tapes and a lot of house shows, and like, man, the house shows are bad at this point. Like they're not good, and I undertook the project to watch everything. So that's where I'm at. Actually, the last house show I watched was pretty cool because they did a Falls Count Anywhere match with Dreamer and Brian Lee, which Brian Lee's not good, but they're like doing pin attempts in oncoming traffic, like just in the street, which is cool.
Hell yeah. You
Someone had to like stop traffic. Like, yo, he's trying to win the match.
He's pinning the Undertaker in the street.
He was fake Undertaker, wasn't he?
He was.
Oh my God, he's not good, man.
And he was Chains in DOA.
I just remember they're gonna have the scaffold match.
And the Executioner, I believe.
Yeah, they're gonna have the scaffold match. What's something that made my brother and I laugh as kids on the DVD compilations was there's just a line where Joey Styles is just like, "We just fixed that wall."
Oh,
He
yeah,
just puts his head to the wall. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that. Otherwise, it's just been watching AEW. I really need to dial back into the rest of the world, but so that's been my common strife this year. But
You know,
speaking of it, oh, good.
I just want to, because my buddy Josh, big fan of the show,
Shout out, shout out.
he stopped watching wrestling at a point, like we all did, you know. Well, I don't remember. I don't remember stopping. I did cut back a lot, but like he stopped like during high school. So I am showing him stuff that he's never seen before. So like
Fill in the
we,
gap, so to speak.
yeah, like he doesn't know. Like he knows like stuff to like the internet, but like man, I just want to see his face on like certain things that like WWE did back in like burying Paul Bear in cement type of situation.
God,
And like me and him did discuss. I'll talk to you after the show, but we did discuss another project that you might be interested in too.
hell yeah, hell yeah. He'll definitely gets the insider baseball chat after we record. But the good thing about me at least keeping up with AEW is we have a ton of AEW to talk about tonight.
Man, we have a great pay per view. Probably one of my favorite pay per views of the year so far. To be honest.
I have a take on this. I'm gonna just stick a pin in that for now because I think there's some stuff before Double or Nothing that we need to address.
Mm-hmm.
I get why Mark Briscoe Ciampa was not on this show.
It was so badass though.
Well, they wouldn't be able to bleed in New York.
Yeah, I forgot you told me that there's no bleeding or no bleeding or whatever.
Yeah, no intentional blood. Because I mean, as if you've seen the show, you know Darby split his head open. But
Did Dunkzilla get hurt hard way, or was that like fake?
that might have been hard way. Then I'm not entirely sure. And I'll be honest, I have like very little recollection of
Well,
Anarchy in the or Stadium Stampede because
he had the eye patch on and he was rocking like it looked like he was bleeding in the match. And then like when they showed him later, he had like a big bandage around his face. But I didn't know if it was like shoot or you know what I'm saying.
oh yeah, well if that's the case, I hope he gets better. I mean, he was back wrestling on Wednesday, so
And boy was he. Sorry.
oh yeah, yeah, but
Somebody else came back. Oh, sorry.
yeah, getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but you know, it's there's been a lot going on. So
They knew we were coming back. That's why he came back. Just to let you know.
yeah, Briscoe Ciampa was badass. I'm glad that Mark Briscoe's back, and obviously like some big things are on the corner for him. But if you haven't seen the Briscoe Ciampa match, go check that out.
That match.
And it really sucks that this was a month where we haven't been able to be active because we barely spoke about Darby Allin's title reign, and it has been my favorite world title reign anywhere in years.
Absolutely.
It has been
Every match he's wrestled was badass.
every single match was great. Even something like the Sammy Guevara match, where maybe like obviously leaves a little to be desired. It pretty much set the table for this show, where
But he brought the best out of Sammy in that match because I did go back and watch that.
yeah, he did. No, it wasn't bad by any means. I just meant like, you know, if
I'm
you're wondering
saying,
like yeah.
Even in the realm of things, like every match has been good. Like, geez.
Yeah, because what I mean, what I was getting at with the Sammy thing though is like, you know, there's only so many shows. We knew this was going to be a short reign, so then why would he get it over somebody like I don't know, like if you wanted to run Darby Joe again, for example? While I would have preferred something like that, the Sammy match sowed the seeds for Sunday because Darby's body started to give out. So thematically, like it was pitch perfect, I think, from start to end. And obviously we'll talk about how it ended, but man, like so much good stuff. Ciampa's best match in years. The Brody match, like I know that like we've had a lot of them, but even like the finish of that match to me was perfect, like with all the stuff on the concrete and that just playing into the finish. We got Speedball, not necessarily working heel, but he was like definitively in control in a match, and that's not something we've seen from him in AEW. Like he was dictating that match. which again, that's not something we don't really get Mike Bailey extended control while he's babyface. So you got it all. I think front to back, like interesting matchups, fresh matchups. A lot of it was making up for his Continental Classic.
Yeah.
If you noticed, a lot of the matchups were people he was supposed to wrestle in the Continental Classic. And even though we didn't get the Okada match, the Takeshita match fucking rocked.
We were amped over Okada, and then they were like, "Oh, Takeshita," and I was like, "All right, still amped, still amped."
He's like, yeah, we're going to do an avalanche bridging German suplex.
Yeah,
Just for your troubles.
you
Thanks.
got it. Don't worry. Oh God! And then we'll talk about Double or Nothing. The spots he was taking there, it was
Yeah.
Jesus.
And a clear direction now, too, with how the show went off the air. But again, we'll get into that when we get to it. But yeah, Darby Allin's title run, an unmitigated success, if that's the term. But yeah, it was wonderful, man. And sad it's over, but what we got was so good. Front runner for the rest of the year, easily in my opinion. And I guess now we could talk about Double or Nothing.
Hell yeah, we can.
Double or Nothing, coming from the Louis Armstrong Stadium in Queens, New York. This being not open air, but like outside, if that makes sense.
Yeah, kind of like T-Mobile Park, where WrestleMania 19 wasn't outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has that glow to it, you know.
Yeah, it's a tennis stadium with a roof over it. So with that, you get a couple of cool aspects. One, it looked amazing in there. Two,
that setup
the
was
noise.
awesome. That too.
The noise. And this is what I was going to say with my general thoughts on the show. Because I went back and skimmed through most of it today, just, based off of first impressions and stuff. And did I think this was an all-time AEW show? I actually do not. However, if this makes sense, I think this is one of the easiest AEW shows to watch.
Yep, smoothest.
Yes, this was a breeze. I mean, obviously, like Stadium Stampede was really long, but other than that, I think because it was technically outside, they had a tighter curfew. So, like, they were zooming through this show, and, like, nothing really felt like it went too long.
My assumption, yeah, the curfew. I'm assuming New York has something to do with that. The state of whatever athletic commission.
Yeah, athletic commission, or even just like it being outside, quote unquote,
on a Sunday.
Yeah. So I think that really benefited this show for a couple of reasons. Two, I don't know if it was just how they mic'd it or if it was the acoustics, but man, that atmosphere was top notch.
Yeah.
And when you have a breezy show with a hot crowd, it really does help paper over the cracks. So even if I wasn't blown away by everything on this show, I'm willing to take something with a lower ceiling, than rolling my eyes at a 45-minute main event at midnight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm so happy. I was like, oh man, this is easy. I think I texted you. I was like, smooth watch.
Yeah. I was also speedrunning this because Mill and I were getting food across the street before the show, so I fired this up at like 7:45, and I was just skipping entrances.
Yeah, you caught to me pretty quick.
Yeah, when I saw Stadium Stampede was going on, I just hit like skip to live because I'm like, I'm sure I'll just jump into some sort of bullshit, and which I did, and then I was able to watch the main event as it happened. So yeah, overall I had a really good experience, even if I don't think this was necessarily their best show, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely.
But I did not watch the pre-show this time. I tend to get to it eventually, and this time I just didn't. So I did not see the Big Boom match
That's the only match I seen. I tuned in as they were coming out, I believe.
Mm-hmm. You saw this and the McFoley angle, more importantly.
Yeah. That's the angle I needed to see right there anyway, so.
Yeah, nothing. They didn't really follow up with that. Nothing to follow up with on TV, but I'm sure.
I have a thought, not a theory, but we'll get there.
I'm sure now that he's signed, like they announced him as All Elite, I would think if he's not on Wembley, he'll at least be involved in the build to Wembley.
Yeah. He still has that spray painted referee shirt somewhere.
But you want to get into the main card?
Absolutely. Let's rock and roll. We got a lot to discuss here, brother.
Yep. Opening match, AEW World Tag Team Championship match, a double I Quit match, which is interesting. Don't think I've ever seen one of these before until now. But the inevitable happened. I mean, I think if Cage and Cope lost, they could no longer be a tag team, so we all kind of knew that what was going to happen. But Cage and Cope defeat FTR in 19 minutes 34 seconds. I think now that this feud is all said and done, until we get the eventual three-way,
TLC.
that wasn't as bad as we thought.
Oh no, we both agree that it's probably Cope's best AEW match to date.
I think it's up there. I think it's up there with the Christian World's End match, which also featured a flaming table, by the way. But yeah, I saw some people still weren't into this, but I'm like, you know what? Like, when you really just see it for what it is, I mean, this could have been way worse. I do think that them not being able to use blood in a blood feud, obviously that would have amplified things. And in their match last month, Cope had a ridiculous cut too, so that would have been nice, with obviously with like the use of barbed wire and stuff, but they were just going for it, man. And yeah, I was like, for me to just shut my brain off, I was like, I think you could have done a whole lot worse.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good opener, solid. Like you said, first match of the card, you get a flaming table spot. So
yeah, with Stokely Hathaway taking the fire bump, which is he's the best.
He's the GOAT. It's what happens, But
yeah.
Like you said, the inevitable happens. Cope, Christian win. Gonna set up for that TLC. But it was good. It was a good match. What's her name? Came out. Beth Phoenix came out.
Yeah. I mean, which that brings everything full circle from All Out last year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's when they hit with a spike pile driver. So
yeah.
But now we got some kind of trajectory on Dynamite. So we'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah. I would just say though, some fun plunger stuff. I thought like a kind of slept on moment was when they were introducing barbed wire into the match, and Cope did like that splash into Dax into the barbed wire. I'm like, I thought that was pretty cool.
I need to go back and watch it to like actually dive in. I just know like fire spot and like all the main spots I remember.
Yeah, and I mean for a plunder brawl, and I mean I honestly got that crowd into things too. So yeah, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt with this feud, which maybe somebody with a more critical eye wouldn't, but I'm like, we thought this was going to be like the worst thing ever, and it wasn't. So for all that into consideration, I had fun with it.
It was good. Good opener. Solid. It set the tone for the rest of the night.
Oh yeah, which they were pretty heavy, or what's the word I'm looking for? The front load of the show. Because then we get right into Okada Takeshita, which Takeshita beats Kazuchika Okada in 19 minutes, and Okada did the job, which took a while to get there, but we got there.
Yeah.
And two, my takeaways from this match is that this was very much more a Takeshita match than an Okada match, and I thought that was surprising.
Yeah, it was very more methodical, you know what I'm saying? But I enjoyed it too. Did it need to go 19? I don't think so. But I mean, I think we already figured the ending here too, but the real good shit happened afterward.
Yeah. And I mean, before we do get into that, I would just say, I think on paper this was what a lot of people wanted out of it. What I meant by this being more of a Takeshita match than an Okada match was like, you think of like a big Okada match, and it's like he's really pacing himself in those first 5 to 10 minutes. They went for it right out of the gate. And they were just blowing through everything up until the obviously until the finish. But yeah, I enjoyed this. Don't think it's like a match of the year contender as other people are claiming it to be, but I mean, hey, that's fine. I'm just glad that we finally resolved this, because this has been like something hanging over TV for what, a year and a half?
Yeah, they finally ripped the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, so.
But then put the Band-Aid right back on, kind of, in a sense.
I think there's all kind of things you can do, because, I mean, we could just talk about it. I know we didn't really talk about a lot of the actual, like, the bulk of the match here, but, you're getting Okada Takeshita doing all the huge bombastic stuff. Like, this match felt like it belonged in, like, a stadium atmosphere. You're going to get all the crazy counters, near falls, etc. I think if that's something you're interested in, you'll like this match. But as for the post-match, though, Fletcher pulled a 08 Cena where he's back, and on TV he said he's fully medically cleared to compete, which, thank goodness, but wow, like, that was, what, 2 months?
Yeah, he posted like a video. He shouldn't have shaved his head and mustache and beard, by the way. He should have came back just like that. But yeah, he said he had like a torn meniscus and some like other stuff, and luckily didn't need surgery, and now he's back in 2 months. Yeah, this is the guy right here, bro. He's ready.
Yeah. And you could easily just have him challenge Takeshita. Or, I mean, if you wanted to do a Proto Okada run, I mean, Okada doesn't have a singles belt anymore. You know what I mean?
I feel like that them tag belts are gonna be held up for a minute.
Yeah, they will. But I mean, I could easily see them doing like they already did. They did Proto Okada versus. Oh, no, I'm thinking of the Takeshita tags from last year. But like, I think if you did Fletcher and Okada versus Takeshita and a partner, I mean, you could obviously do Kenny. You could do all kind of stuff.
Yeah, true.
But I mean, Fletcher Takeshita, they could run that on any pay per view. You know what I mean?
I'll watch it all the time.
Yeah, they're gonna do some video game shit. I'm sure it'll be like this Okada Takeshita match. But I mean, Fletcher obviously brings something a lot different. But as far as just like like them just going nuts.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
definitely a video game, Street Fighter-esque.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Kyle Fletcher's back. Takeshita's out of the Don Callis family, which I think it's time. He's been heel for a while, or then he was doing like he's not a heel, but he's still in the heel faction. You know what I mean? So just clean cut babyface Takeshita. I think it's about time we got back to that.
Before we talk about the next match, we should definitely talk about Willow Nightingale having to.
Yeah, it's really a shame because I believe the match that actually made the pay per view was Willow was supposed to be in the spot against Alex Windsor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened to cause the injury. I don't know if it was like.
Didn't even know she was injured until she came in on Dynamite and said she can't defend the title. She has to drop out of the Owen, and it sucks, man.
Yeah, it really does because it feels like we're always on the cusp of actually doing something with Willow, and then they don't. Obviously, this is not anyone's fault.
Yeah, no, just freak accidents happen, but
yeah, just hope Willow gets well soon and back to doing what she does best. I think that throws a whole wrench into the tournament plans, though, because when I'm looking at each side of the bracket, it feels like a Willow Athena rematch was right there.
Definitely on the cards. Yeah.
Yeah, like that probably would have been the final. Like looking at it, I think I don't know who wins the Hazuki Persephone match. Probably Persephone because she's on the dual contract. But like Willow Hazuki would be sick. Like Hazuki's just fast as hell and hits hard. Like you can plug her in anywhere in this bracket.
Do you think they bring Monet back now, or is it too soon?
Well, judged off of what we saw on Dynamite, I'm
like, who do you got? You know what I'm saying? Well, wait, question. I don't know the other. Is Jamie Hayter in the tournament?
No.
Jamie Hayter's gonna be the mystery one. Never mind.
Yo,
because
that'd be awesome.
We'll talk about it when we get to Dynamite.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's a good shout though. No, the other side of the bracket is this Athena Mina match, and then Sky Blue's got the unfortunate draw of having to wrestle Sari.
She's got it.
Well,
she's got it.
One match away from Sari Athena, dog. That's gonna be insane. But if you're not familiar with Sari's work, one of the more physical and just outright violent Joshi on the planet right now.
Sorry, I'm about to check her out. You got anything? Send me something. Send me a match you wanted me to check out.
I will actually, and she runs her own produce shows, and all the main events she puts on her YouTube for free.
Oh.
So
she's already my favorite wrestler. I don't have to dig far.
Yeah, I'll link you. There's a couple of good ones. Like she wrestled Chihiro Hashimoto, who if I've spoken, I'll speak highly about Chihiro Hashimoto at any given time. She had a really awesome match with Mako last year before Mako retired. And there's all kind of cool stuff.
It's cool, man. Get me out of the desert and the junkyard for a minute, man. Let me
yeah, we'll get you into
get me into like a dojo or something.
We'll get you into Shinjuku face real quick.
Ooh, I love Shinjuku. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. But on a replacement basis, though, we got Athena on pay-per-view, and
I ain't arguing.
I think on a consolation, I will take it. This match with Mina, I mean, they gave him 10 minutes. I don't think it was ever going to be a blowaway match.
It wasn't supposed to be on a pay-per-view anyway, so they had to figure it out, I guess.
True, but I think just having Athena back on AEW programming it just felt incredibly refreshing to me because we're extremely critical about AEW's booking the women's division, which that would kind of rear its head in the 4-way and then on TV again. But just having a matchup like this, and I'm thinking, man, you could have all these fresh matchups with Athena on TV again. And this was a good taste of that. I think Athena is equipped to work with Mina's kind of match formula. Mina loves working the leg. Athena obviously based a lot of these spots around that. And Athena just has this like quality of hers where it's like what goes up must come down. So like anytime Mina got offense and I'm thinking, oh God, like she's gonna die. You just don't know what. And even like when Mina do that knee slide taunt, Athena just kind of like emerges from the back and is like, oh, like here it comes. And man, Athena just kicks so much ass.
I'm just happy to see her. But like we said back, we're very critical of the booking of the women's division, but I'm not ever going to be critical of them putting Athena on my TV. So
yeah, she rules. And
I just have like one question though.
Yeah.
About her and Bandito. Where do you so they're still the champions. Like I don't know much. Like, there's nobody in Ring of Honor that can like hold a pin to these people. No offense to them, but like, what do you do with those titles? I feel like you need to get those titles off and let someone else run it for a minute and put these two on TV more frequently. But
I mean, Athena's held it for so long now that I'm just like, whatever, just like let her have it. Like, just don't lose it.
Got that fabulous Moolah reign going on.
She's putting up Bruno numbers right now, dude.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I'm not mad at you. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, the Bandito one I'm more surprised with because I feel like you could have taken the belt off of him plenty of times.
I thought they were going to do it in that survival of the fittest multi-man match or whatever it was, He didn't have to get pinned, right? You could have just...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Athena rules, so that's just all I give a fuck about.
Yeah, so, she won in 10 minutes, 46 seconds. She will wrestle the winner of Sari and Sky Blue, which, I mean, I don't think you're flying Sari out there just to lose. And Sari Athena is a match people have wanted for a long time, myself included. And I think, something to having it on AEW programming compared to, Ring of Honor with like a 60-minute time limit, the formatting might benefit it more. So, but I mean, they're just gonna slug. It's gonna be just a complete bomb fest when their paths finally cross. But we got some time before then.
I can't wait to lock in this guy now.
Yeah. Next, Jon Moxley successfully defending his Continental title over Kyle O'Reilly, 18 minutes 44 seconds, despite the fact that they stuck a no time limit stip on there.
This match, it was good, but I think their other one was better, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I prefer the time limit draw to this, and I prefer the stuff last year to this. Yeah. This one took a little long to get going, I thought, but once they were
very heavy slow burn in the...
Yeah, but once they really got to the point of like the ankle lock and knee bar trading, like they got me. Here, I'm gonna go back into some higher concept stuff here. So bear with me. I think the result is correct. Just this was the wrong time for it. What I mean by that is I think this was supposed to be the Continental Classic final. Because when you think about it, in the fall, Moxley was at his worst, like full-on terrorism gimmick with Darby. And then he starts losing and he kept losing to Kyle. And at that point we're thinking he tapped out 3 times in a row. Death Rider's going to turn on him, right? But then he used the tournament to start his essentially a babyface turn. What better way to reestablish Jon Moxley as Jon Moxley than winning that tournament against the guy that he just couldn't beat? And when you listen to the promo he cut after the Fletcher match, which I'm still very glad we got that match. That match was tremendous. He used the phrase, we outrun who we were yesterday. When you think about that concept of today I'm going to be better than who I was yesterday, tomorrow I'm going to be better than who I was today, in December that makes perfect sense for him to be beating Kyle O'Reilly. Okay. Now it feels kind of weird because Kyle's back from injury. This, he never had a shot in the tournament. very much beloved as a babyface, but this almost feels like it's not his story, it's Moxley's.
That is the story itself for sure.
And this was more of Moxley getting over that last hurdle. But the thing is, Moxley just hasn't lost in like since he won this belt, so it just feels a little strange in the timing. I don't think it was a bad match though, and when like if you're able to isolate all the other peripherals and you think, oh yeah, Moxley's finally beating the guy he couldn't beat, like it makes sense. But I just think the timing of Kyle just coming back and all the goodwill around him, it just felt a little bit weird. Like it felt like the air was let out of the building when he lost.
It definitely is like his hurdle to jump. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he did it, and like we said, it was good, man. I like out of all of them, I think my favorite one was the time limit. The time limit draw one. And you know, like you said, all this stuff last year with Kyle being the underdog and making Mox tap out. But I just interested to see like what do we do from here. Like obviously we're still locked in with the Ospreay stuff, but where do we go from that? You know,
And that is the question too, because I have no doubt in my mind Will Ospreay's winning this tournament. And at the very least getting the main event at Wembley. But when you think of who's going to be the guy to beat Moxley, I'm like, shouldn't it be Ospreay?
that's what I'm saying. It should definitely be in story, like if in storytelling or in story.
Mm-hmm. In kayfabe.
In kayfabe. That's where I'm looking for. Sorry, in kayfabe, it makes more sense. You know what I'm saying? Because you got him learning from you guys, so he's obviously going to use that to beat you. Right? Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, or at the very least, even if it's not like Moxley could always just turn on Ospreay or whatever, or it could be this mutual, like, this is your last test, right? And maybe they will do that. Maybe at the July pay-per-view, maybe that will be the match for these two. Be like, hey, before Wembley, like, because they did announce the July pay-per-view in Montreal. You know, maybe Moxley will say, hey, like, you have one last test before your big match. And maybe that's how they resolve it, which would be, it's not something you get all the time in American pro wrestling. So
I just don't want two titles tied up again. Is my issue.
I don't know if it would be for Moxley's belt. I think it would just be a contest, or Moxley loses it by then. But then again, though, I just don't know who.
That's where I'm getting at. Like,
credible.
Who's credible enough? Because the only person I could see where honestly, he's got a belt now, would be Takeshita too. You know, but.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who else would you? I mean, I guess that's what you have. Who we're gonna find out, I guess. But
I mean, I wouldn't put it past Moxley to like walk into this year's tournament. I know we're like 6 months out, but like being like, I've weathered the storm. I'm gonna defend this damn thing and then lose it to whoever wins the next tournament. But yeah, that Moxley's a question mark because you can do anything you want with him, and he's still tremendous, but. He is tied up with that belt, and they don't have anybody else, like, in weight. You know what I mean?
Guess we'll find out.
Speaking of Ospreay, though. Ospreay versus Samoa Joe on paper, I think, was the most interesting match coming into this show. And I thought this was a lot of fun.
It was great. Is my favorite Samoa Joe nope spot so far.
Yeah, to the Oscutter. Yeah, that was great. Ospreay defeating Joe in 13:52. This was just like everything it needed to be, right? I wondered how much AJ Joe they would pull from, and from what I can tell, it was just the Ospreay tripping him up and then hitting the drop kick, which I'm glad they didn't lean too far into it. But you knew, like, I mean. This is Ospreay's favorite wrestler's arguably best opponent. So, like, you knew they were going to do at least one callback. But to Ospreay's credit, you know, I've been kind of skeptical of the whole, like, oh, the Death Riders rebuilt me thing because he still wrestles like Will Ospreay. But the way he bumped for Joe in this match, dude, he just threw everything. Like, even on like, more routine things like Joe's STO, or I guess ST Joe, and like power bombs and shit like that. Like Ospreay was just bumping his ass off, and it was great.
Yeah, it was very, very Ring of Honor-esque to me too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
But definitely a good match. I don't think it's what I'm looking for. Their best match probably, if they ever had one. But wait, how long did it go again? I'm sorry, I need it.
This was their first singles match, according to Cage Match.
Damn. Okay. Well,
yeah.
I feel like it never got out of like it was good, but I feel like I need more. Is what I guess I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
But
I
now
think
we're not going to get it because apparently he's gone. But
like gone
oh
or
no no
just like
no
just yeah, he's
yeah
filming
yeah yeah
something.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah yeah. But
Yeah, I think that when they looked at time and place, like we got to do this now, and I'm glad that they were able to get it over the line because a guy like Joe, he still has those matches that just you'd think, they've just never happened.
yeah, there's still some on like some matches I still need to see him have, but
I say him and Kenny never wrestled, have they?
I don't not to my knowledge.
Yeah,
And
that's
like
just one.
yeah, there's a couple other. I mean, whatever. One day when AJ Styles comes back, we'll get the Samoa Joe AJ Styles rematch. Don't worry, bro.
Yeah, the last dance.
We'll get it.
How about this? Samoa Joe versus Toa Leona.
Give me that, dude. Especially after
We'll get to-
especially after what I've seen in Stadium Stampede.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, Ospreay Joe, whole lot of fun. Didn't overstay its welcome. Just a 13-minute sprint in the best way, and yeah, ton of fun.
It was solid. Two of our favorite, one of my favorite, both of our favorite Samoa Joe.
Yeah, yeah. And they went back to back with tournaments, and I think telegraphing the final because, as we know, AEW loves booking parallels. Main event of Forbidden Door in 2024 was Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland, and I tend to believe that the main event of Forbidden Door 2026 will be Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland.
Yeah, they got the lineup too, and
yeah,
easily matched up. But hey, I'm not going to argue with it.
Yeah, I gotta see who's on the other side on the men's bracket, but Swerve defeating Bandito in 15 minutes, 15 seconds.
This match.
So this was very much like the high spots were just absurd.
This is the PWG match.
Yeah, very much. I think that there was maybe some holes in the in between, but you're gonna remember this match for just the wacky shit. And the wacky shit that's hard to deny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the house call from standing on his shoulders. Like what?
Yeah, the poison rana on the apron. I've talked about this before, about how they know the setup to the 21 plex is like fans are kind of like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, so they've been doing it more off the ground.
They've been doing it off the ground, but then when they do it in the rope, something always happens. So I absolutely love that we got to Cop Killer out of that.
Right, that was the best reversal ever, man. Like I thought he botched it at first, and I was watching. I said, "Oh no!" And I said, "Oh no!" That was badass.
Now I have just one big issue with this match. I did not like Bandito's seizing.
I must have missed that one.
He was doing like the Danielson convulsing.
Okay, yeah, I must have.
From trying to sell the neck, and I'm like, that took me out of it. I'll be real.
Yeah, I must have not seen that part.
Yeah. He did it a couple of times throughout, but I mean, I didn't even like when Danielson would do it.
Yeah.
So, that's just not for me. But, otherwise, I think this is definitely one of them highlight reel matches, but I think in an AEW environment, you're always going to get that to some degree. So, I would say, yeah, definitely one to just enjoy the fireworks.
Yeah, I think I like it so much because, PWG is my favorite company, so I always get locked into these matches.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, again, they were just doing some ridiculous stuff. So Swerve Ospreay, I believe, is on the table after this. As for Bandito, Swerve's going to rematch. Okay, I know what the bracket looks like. Okay, yeah.
That's why I didn't say anything. I was like,
Yeah, sorry. I watched everything this morning, but yeah, as for Bandito, I'm not sure. I don't think it should be that big of an issue to get the Ring of Honor belt off of him. And I think now, stick a pin in it, because I got some thoughts for how the show went off the air, as far as where people are going to fall, so to speak. In the run-in of this show now, Tekla once again defended her women's world title in a 4-way. I think they tried to knock out two birds with one stone to end the Shida-Statlander alliance while giving the world title match a spot on the show. It's so strange to me because people really like Tekla. But her title reign has just been it just feels like the company's not interested in it.
it sucks because Tekla's awesome. I've grown to like her a lot recently.
I think she's taken to TV wrestling incredibly well.
And But like, it's just right back to what we said, though. It's like they just don't know how to book these women, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's wild to me. I didn't even think the work here was bad. I think for a four-way, like, opening where Stat and Shido are kind of anchoring this, right? Like, they're working as a team, and then obviously the turn happens. Hater in there just adds, Jamie Hater's great. So, like, and she has good chemistry with Stat and Tekla at this point. And even she had a tremendous match with Shida a couple years ago. So, like, she works well with everybody here. So, like, what I'm watching, I didn't mind. But we all knew what was going to happen. It's like Tekla's not going to lose.
Yeah. This is kind of like the most... I am lost for words right now.
Like obligatory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, we got to have the women's title on. Just throw them all on, even though we all are going to know what's going to happen. They could have just gave us like a Tekla Hater rematch. I would have been okay with that.
Same. Because I mean, I really like the Dynasty match.
Yeah, that's what I said. They could have ran that back.
Yeah. But I think the better match with participants here happened last night. So.
Oh, absolutely. That spot with that bike.
So if I don't have a lot to say about Stadium Stampede,
man,
forgive me.
Yeah, we could literally just talk about what we remember or what we got, because I ain't gonna remember a lot of it.
This is just, I mean, they went full Looney Tunes with this, man.
This was awesome. If you're into psychedelics or like any other things, you could take it and watch this match. You'll be good to go, bro.
I'll put you in the match then.
Oh man, it was great. That's probably why I liked it so much. Yo, man, come on. You had a food fight with Saddam Singh.
Should have never smoked that shit. Now I'm getting thrown out the ring by Lashley.
Now I'm getting chased by Leo Rush in the hallway.
Hey, we had the Lashley Leo Rush moment.
Yeah, hey. I want to say I love Leo Rush. This Blackheart stuff is growing on me so much.
I'm still not on board with it, but I'm just glad he's wrestling on TV.
If you just look at it like through rose-colored glasses, I guess. Like, just, man, it's funny. It's hilarious. And then, like, what I like about it is he'll stay in character doing, like, interviews, like, with podcasts or with, like, social media and stuff. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's, like, committed to the bit.
Well, then they're doing, like, a different thing on Ring of Honor with him. Like, he's doing, like, a split personality. Hell yeah. I'm on. But, they're doing, like, the split personality thing with him on Ring of Honor, where he's regular Leo Rush, but then like he's got sunglasses on, but then he'll take the sunglasses off and then he'll start dripping the stuff out of his mouth. So it's pretty good. It's pretty awesome.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you are all good, my man. I was just talking through it.
No, it's all good. But yeah, I think, oh man, like just if I could just fire off things in my head that I remember and that I enjoyed. So first of all, the bus crash was
real live.
Yeah, it was live. Yeah, I was shocked. I'd see that.
Can you imagine, like, being the person that filmed that and watching that in real life? That would have been awesome. Man. But I heard they got the cops called on them, too, for doing it. Like, it set off, like, those alerts on your, or whatever it is, and cops started showing up to the venue, I guess, or something like that. Man, good times. And then you had a giant tennis racket from Luther, huh?
Yeah, giant tennis racket. You had my favorite part of the match, where Toa Leona was throwing a shopping cart.
My favorite part, what after that, but before that, was the 95-mile-an-hour shotgun drop kick that, what's his name did? Bishop Khan did when they were in to the shopping cart.
Dude, Gates of Agony fucking rule. Like I watched this match and I'm just like, I missed the Hurt Business, and I just think Gates of Agony are the sickest. And it made me think of how sick their series was like late last year, where you and I were like, yeah, they've done this like 10 times, but it's gonna rock. Like,
they did it 10 times, but can we do it 20 more? Because like,
yeah,
I want this all the time.
Yeah. The one thing that I'm kind of just like, not acting like I'm smarter than everyone else, but am I the only one that's seeing what Chris Jericho's doing here?
What do you mean?
He's rehabilitating his image by sticking with the Elite.
That makes sense now.
Like, that's all this is.
The Elite got sucked into the Jericho vortex.
Yeah, and then on Dynamite last night, like, everybody like he's well received again, as if like we didn't have one of like the worst runs in company history with him before he left. But I don't know. The way I see it, like I told you, if he's like the fifth most important person in like a 20-person match, then like
Whatever.
fine.
What did your favorite wrestler call fans? Fickle. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah, fair enough. It's true, but
I will say, and we've said it. This road, at least he looks in shape, and he looks to be, I'm not sticking up for the guy because I don't really care for him, but like he looks like to be taking it a little bit more serious, I guess.
yeah, I mean it certainly hasn't been like as offensive as
That
it was before he left, but
that's what I'm saying. Like he's not getting jammed down my throat on my TV all the time. I still got to hear that damn song, but whatever.
yeah, no, I just thought it was a little jarring, especially like on Dynamite, where it's just like it feels like everybody just kind of forgot. Like I understand wrestling moves fast and it never stops, but I'm just like, damn, like people are already like warmed back up to Chris Jericho. It's kind of wild to me, but
Is it because of that, or is it because that people hate Ricochet so much?
maybe I just hope their feud's done.
I'm trying to get credit Ricochet.
Which I also, I mean, I'll just say it now, even though we're gonna get into TV. What I said would happen is exactly what happened.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ricochet won on pay per view, and then Jericho gets his win back on TV. Like I can't. Sometimes I hate being right, but
Hey,
anyways,
but you know what the best part is? Ricochet won on pay per view. Okay, I don't care.
yeah. Anyways, yeah. Stadium Stampede. It is a shit show, and
We don't
it's a
have
long
much
shit
to
show.
say about it other than go watch it if you want to see some goofy shit.
Yeah,
Because
it's full on Looney Tunes style, but
from the entrances to them pulling up in the giant trucks with the rims, and David Finlay coming out in his best Undertaker from Survivor Series get up, like
I also love that the Hurt Syndicate were just like, yeah, fuck it, we're wrestling in suits.
yeah, they did. They were the Yakuza, or I guess it was Reservoir Dogs, but
Yeah, yeah, but still, it's like no, like the swag knows no bounds. We're fighting in this.
yeah. And now that we know, well, I guess whatever you can do in a short time, but with who came back on Wednesday, you couldn't just swap him out for somebody in here and put him with Mark Davis, huh?
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
you imagine, brother? Give me Mark
dude.
Davis, Doyle, Gates of Agony, and the Hurt Syndicate. Yeah, yeah. What? Yeah, give me that. Anyway,
That should be the tag team title match, but
that should
or
just be
it's
every night on Dynamite.
best of seven.
Call it the Underhook tournament. All right, and just give us those three men the whole
The
time.
Underhook Invitational.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You got Mad Dog Conley in your company now. Bring him into. He's not really there. I'm just fantasy football in it.
Yeah, the day that happens will be. He worked when ROH did Dean. He worked
Yeah.
it.
Si- Sidebar. Shout out BK Westbrook, and shout out God. What's his name?
Manny Lowe.
Manny Lowe.
Yep.
The boys. And
Dude, Deadlock is forever. Even though they're just getting absolutely obliterated on AEW TV.
they're here.
Yeah. Manny Lowe versus Roosh. What a match.
5 stars.
Yeah.
Hey, BK Westbrook got a botch in. All right, so if he was
Yeah.
there. I love Westbrook. Dude. I
Shout out
don't
the
care.
dogs.
I don't care.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Main event time for Double or Nothing. MJF gets his title back from Darby Allin in 24 minutes, sparing his Turkish hair plugs in the process. This was a lucha de apuesta, title versus hair.
Yeah. Oh, he got busted open pretty quick.
Yeah, but overall, I think between the curfew and it being Darby as his opponent, my goodness, was it refreshing to have a main event go under 30 minutes.
It was so fucking good, man. Like, not good, but like nice that it was.
Yeah, I thought I really liked this
It was
match.
a.
This is probably match of the night for me.
I would. I would say probably also. Yeah,
Yeah, it's this and probably Osprey Joe. Honestly,
I was gonna say Osprey Joe, but like I said, I feel like they was good, but I wanted more. So I think this one's definitely gonna. No, you know what? I'm gonna go Swerve and Bandito as mine because
Yeah, fair.
yeah, I love that one. But this was
Yeah,
awesome
fair,
too.
fair.
Like that nasty spill he took seconds into the match.
Oh yeah, just completely eating shit into the announce table.
Oh God.
I do love how, because of the history between these two, they had so much to play off. Like MJF immediately trying to win with the side headlock and playing off of that. I just think Darby is in such an insane flow state that he could get anything over the line. Some stuff in this I didn't care for. Like I don't like the one count trading.
No.
You know what I mean? Like just with like the quick roll. Like I mean I've seen that so many times
I
at this point.
I don't like it for these two. If that makes sense.
Yeah, like it's not like these are two like mat technicians. I mean Darby can go on the mat, but like you know what I mean?
If you're giving me like, say for instance, like a Bret Hart style mat technician, Dean Malenko, that cool. But these two, after everything they've gone through in the past couple of weeks, people like hating each other, and like what?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But when they did go into full on Darby death, I'm glad they told like it feels like there was some communication on the show from a production standpoint because I feel like on another AEW show you would have had guys jumping off the stage
Left and right.
in other matches. Yeah, like we talk about Revolution, how like every match had like the one count. I could have seen other matches playing with the stage like that, but they clearly saved it for Darby, and I think
Right.
that was the absolute right call.
Like the match before this was Stadium Stampede, and not a single person touched that. You know what I'm saying? That was awesome. So
Yeah, it seems like they just had their shit together in that aspect, which I appreciate. And yeah, I think once this got, I mean, this didn't really take that long to get going, but
no,
I think Darby reeled in MJF's worst tendencies, and obviously Darby managed to Darby managed to bleed on this show in a no blading state, which that's incredible in and of itself. Unfortunately, it's because he cracked his head open diving off stage, but that's neither here nor there. Definitely gave you that visual feedback of what happens when you do a coffin drop off of a stage. But
at least he wasn't trying to do a drop kick down a flight of stairs. Looking at you, Samoa Joe.
yeah, man. We got that last month
Yeah, that's what I was.
in the Andrade.
Oh yeah, I forgot he did do it. God, damn.
But yeah, I think the one thing to where maybe if you weren't blown away by this match is like we've gotten so much Darby style matches through the title reign that were all really good. And so I don't think there was quite a way to up the ante with with him going full Daredevil aside from jumping off the stage. But when I talk about him reeling in MJF's worst tendencies, right? When you think about the finish of this match where he does the Avalanche Tombstone and then does the takeover into the pin, I feel like in the Kenny match or the Hangman match, one of them would have kicked out of it.
Absolutely.
And I feel like when I watch that finish, I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that. That to me, that makes sense for the finish. Like that is an Avalanche Tombstone is something, that should be like the great equalizer, so to speak.
It's a basic move.
Yeah. But I was cool with the finish, and I wasn't too upset that Darby lost. I was just more of like, I was holding out because like I did really want to see MJF get his head shaved, and that's how this is supposed to work. Like you're supposed to want to see the bad guy lose. So
I feel like we all knew what the end game was, but I liked what they did here. Like this Darby run was a pivot. I feel like because of injuries, but I like what they did with it. I mean,
yeah, and then big swerve at the end. I don't know if I call it swerve, but the surprise at the end. Kevin the Jet turning heel.
I felt like I felt this was a while ago. Like I was like the way that his mannerisms. I was like he's gonna turn heel. I feel like I don't know if I said I don't remember if I said it on the show or not, but I might have texted you, but I was like I don't know, man. I just got a weird feeling like either him or Speedball for sure we're gonna turn heel. And
Yeah, like something was kind of odd when they were both talking about like wanting to. Well, they're both just like, you beat MJF and then we're going to wrestle you. And, and it was like, okay, that's kind of weird.
And now, like last week when Kevin Knight came out to talk to Darby and Speedball and got Speedball out of the ring, it makes more sense to me now.
Yeah, and he's like, don't. He's like, you better not let us down,
Yeah.
and that was his reason for it. The splash to the stretcher was pretty wild.
He
Uh,
landed on his feet.
yeah, the visual alone. Yeah, Kevin turning heel. I feel two ways about it. I didn't like. I was still surprised by it in the moment, and I just think he's so good as a babyface that I just I'm waiting to see, see how he changes his work. I thought his promo on Wednesday was fine. I mean, we're about to get into that now, but a point I saw somebody make, I can't think of it off the top of my head, so excuse me for not giving proper credit, but I think someone was saying that like by turning him heel, you have an opportunity to elevate him up the card faster, and I mean, realistically, you could see him if they're really committing to him. Why not have him take the belt off of Ospreay next year? So, like, you can get there. You know what I mean?
I'm interested. I'm also interested to see if they finally get that embassy group together.
Yeah, that too. Maybe.
Because something happened. I don't know if it was on TV. It might have been on Collision, though, the second half. But Kevin Knight walked past Swerve.
Oh, interesting.
The call back there because Swerve was,
Yeah, that was earlier this year. Yeah.
You gotta walk amongst killers, so now he's one of them. So
Yeah. Overall, though, like I said, I think this, because of how easy of a watch this was, I felt pretty good coming out of it compared to something like Revolution or Dynasty. Even if I thought maybe like, Double or Nothing didn't have something like Andrade versus Darby, for example. So the match might have not taken me to that place, but as a viewing experience, this was a lot more like a lot easier of a watch just because of the tighter runtime and the atmosphere. I don't know if it was how they mic'd the room or what, but man, the noise in there was awesome.
this whole thing.
Yeah,
I love this set. The crowd was hot.
Yeah, and now by the time this episode goes up, we'll be exactly a month away from the next show, which would be Forbidden Door in San Jose.
First time in San Jose for Forbidden Door, right?
Yeah, and I'm wondering now that they're on the West Coast if it'll be easier to get more New Japan guys, because like last year was England, and then before, like, they've all been like East Coast, and obviously, I mean, England's on the other side of the world, so maybe the travel will be more accessible for the New Japan guys. You want to get into TV? Yeah, we don't have to be too extensive here, given that it was a 3-hour block, but yeah. Okay, so they opened with the Ospreay Kenny thing, right?
I missed this, so you might have to fill this part in, because when I tuned in, it was
The Jericho Ricochet match?
no, it was Kevin Knight in the ring.
Okay, yeah, so I'm just making sure I got all my ducks in a row here. But do you remember how they shot that thing where it was like Ospreay and Kenny both like dejected after losing at Dynasty?
Like in the trainer's room or whatever it was?
Yeah, this was a direct parallel to that. They were both in the trainer's room, and Kenny was just like, why the hell are you working with them? He was like, you could have just asked me. And Ospreay was kind of shitty. He goes, because you're not here anymore. And he's like, they rebuilt me from the ground up. I got my goals. And I think a friend of mine ran this idea by me. And I think now it's starting to hold some weight. I would not be surprised if this is your Wembley Stadium main event. Kenny Omega walking in with the belt, passing the torch to Will Ospreay.
I think we did mention that at one point.
Yeah, and
because he can, it makes sense.
But
sorry, not to interrupt you, but they have that pay-per-view in Canada.
Yeah, they got another pay-per-view in Canada. So
put that belt on Kenny right there.
Yeah, so you could easily get there now. And now that they kind of did this mirror imagery, it's starting to hold a bit more weight. But the interesting part about this pre-tape compared to the last one was that Kenny was just like, hey man, just be careful around them. And then enter Jon Moxley. He just goes, it's good advice.
That was though.
And then, yeah, and then they got out of there. But yeah, Kenny being openly skeptical about Ospreay working with the Death Riders, which adds a wrinkle to things.
I believe we mentioned that too. In all honesty, as much as I love MJ, like MJF as a champion, it makes more sense for Kenny and Ospreay to have this match to pass him the torch, you know?
Yeah, and like especially if Kenny's slowing down, like you can always run MJF Osprey if they both stay healthy. Like
Mm-hmm.
Osprey's in his early 30s, MJF is either just turned 30 or is just about to turn 30. Like they're going to be big parts of this company for probably the next 10 years, you know?
Yeah, so, and they're the faces of this company now, so. And we saw another face of the company later on in the show. Don't worry, we see him.
Oh yeah. I think I know who you're talking about.
He's got a match on Collision on Saturday.
He sure does. Yeah, you're damn right.
Don't think I forgot about that one. All right.
Yeah, you're damn right. We're coming for that gold.
Yeah, trios titles, here we come, baby.
I'm assuming he signed then because I think they said his contract was. Oh no, they said his contract was up in June. So
all right, man. I'll enjoy every bit of TV time.
We're holding. Yeah, we're holding up.
We lost another one. I heard.
Who's that?
Big Bill.
Really?
I heard a rumor that his contract's like either up or been up. Him and Enzo might be going back home.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Big Bill, I think with like the right booking, could do well somewhere.
But he's going in the wrong direction for that, brother.
Yeah, it's a shame. He really has improved in the ring, and
But does that mean I'm not going to see Brian Keith with the Southside Fade or whatever that was called?
I mean, that might explain why he was having singles matches.
See? Makes sense now. That's okay. The swag lure is still here, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Speaking of another person with quite a bit of swag, Kevin Knight's explanation for what he did, and man, this crowd was giving it to him. Like they would not let off. They were fully much
instantly fuck you, Kevin James.
Yeah, like they were very much playing along, committed to letting him have it after what he did to Darby, and so much shade here towards the 76ers. He's like, I can't trust the process anymore with Darby. Poor Joel Embiid, man. But yeah, I thought this was fine for what it was. And Speedball coming out in the crazy fit.
Man, he looked crazy.
Did he have like the soccer player Pumas on too?
I don't know, but it is a pantsuit. All right, so
pantsuit with like the tie on the side. Yeah, dude. Speedball is looking crazy, but
I know
that's a natural.
Cage Side has a crazy description for it.
Hang on, let me take a look.
Yeah, it's
yeah, I mean,
it's not wrong.
Hey, not wrong. What's the Stephen A? Let's be nice.
Yeah,
let's be nice.
But
you're not wrong. You know what to say.
And then what's crazy was he cut a promo in it later on, so I had to laugh all over again. So,
yeah, I think that's a natural place to go, especially if Darby takes some time off.
Oh, absolutely.
And
that match about to nuts.
Yeah, especially because it's not like a friendly thing anymore, obviously. I want to see the direction of the TNT title now with him as heel, because obviously the matchups kind of open up. What's incredible about this too is that the Darby Kevin Knight match, I don't think we talked about it. That was a face versus face match, and how good that was, right? When we get Darby versus Kevin Knight again with the dynamics flipped, it's going to be... Yeah, but I think this is going to be a big test for Kevin Knight. But I have no reason to believe he won't pass it with flying colors. And if he has that kind of like range case in 1 year of where he comes out of the gate on fire as a babyface, and then second half of the year he's working heel, I mean, there's no, like, I know it's no pun intended, the sky's the limit.
Absolutely. And because you already know he's going to cheat to win, probably to beat Speedball. He's going to get that heat. Mm-hmm. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited to see where the next year goes for this man.
Yeah, and I think that could be a pay-per-view match too. Like, I don't think they need to burn it just yet.
They already announced it.
It's for next week?
Yep.
Okay, well, then I am mad. I said you didn't have to, but why not? Demand interview before this Jericho Ricochet, everybody banned from ringside. They're banning Gates of Agony,
which is bullshit.
Yeah, come on.
They're the money. They're the money makers, but yeah. Shit, I had to watch Chris Jericho without the Gates of Agony out here.
Yeah, man, it's just a net negative. But again, though, these two are fine. I didn't mind their other matches. Didn't necessarily love them, didn't hate them. Like, they're just, yeah, it's fine. Ricochet pulling out a springboard Phoenix Splash out of nowhere was fucked up.
He hit his signature move too early.
That was like, it's just, he's just, I don't think I've seen him do that in a while. So he's just like, yeah, fuck it. Why not?
I don't think I've seen him do it since probably like PWG.
This is hometown for him, though, right? They're in Philly.
Yeah, he's from Philly.
Yeah, so maybe busting out the big guns at home. Which Jericho answered was a flying nothing to the floor. Which I'm just like, all right, dude.
Nailed it.
Yeah, but Jericho gets his win back. Is whatever. Ciampa jumping Chris Jericho is kind of weird. But I mean, I guess it gives them both something to do post Briscoe feud for Ciampa.
Yes. I mean,
that's. I'm not saying he's booking himself, but that is such a Jericho move to be like, all right, I just worked Ricochet for 3 months. Who's hot right now?
who's the other WWE guy?
He-
Give me the guys that wrestle the WWE because those are my style of wrestling. Let me get that.
Do you think Jericho's gonna blade his chest in this feud?
Oh, absolutely. With those, yeah, bro, you know he is.
Were you at that show in Chicago? That because that was Chicago. It was the first Ishii Jericho match.
Probably.
Thanksgiving Dynamite.
No, I wasn't. No, I never did a Thanksgiving Dynamite. Did I?
Okay.
I don't think I ever did. No, I've never done. Oh, wait, yes, I have. I might have been there for that one. I might have been there for that one.
I distinctly remember it because he was blading on like where like on the side where my seats were,
Okay.
and they were shooting around it, but it felt like it took him 10 minutes, and he was just laying there, and I'm like, oh god, I'm like, all right, he's working some magic right now, but it was just so jarring in the moment because he was it took him forever.
I'll go back.
But
Go back and watch that episode. Make sure see if I was there now.
it was 2022. It was when the Elite came back, and they were. That's when it was like the Elite came back from suspension. Punk was hurt, but still in the company, and they were doing the best of 7 with Lucha Brothers and Pac. Death Triangle was the team name.
I don't think I was there. I think around that time is when I was sitting out because of all that Punk shit. I was like,
Yeah, that was the match where the Elite, like Kenny did a GTS.
yeah, I definitely.
One of the Jacksons fucked up a buckshot on purpose, like in Chicago. So, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was really
I don't.
that room was interesting to say the least. To be in.
I'm pretty sure I sat that one out. I might have sat that one out for sure because around that time I was like,
Kind of left a bad taste in your mouth.
because I was, the night that he got fired, we were there, so I was like, weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll never forget that. Specifically, my phone not working until I got home. But, anyways, I just remember, like, Jericho, that's kind of his thing. Like, he'll blade his, like, he did it once, and it was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I think he did it a couple more times. And I was like, all right, dude. So, like, he's probably going to do it in this Ciampa feud.
He's absolutely gonna do it. That's a
One other thing on this match, because I don't have too much on this, though. It could have just been because, like, I watched the replay on Max. And, Max, they bumped the saturation with their sports broadcast. But it looked like their chests were, like, blue. Like, were they laying in that hard?
I think it was just saturation because it looked like it was like that on mine too, but I don't think it was like they were going crazy or anything.
Yeah. Back from commercial, we got the blunt rotation match of the night.
Hell yeah. That we did. That.
Brian Cage is back. He's been back for, what, a week or two now?
Yeah, 2 weeks now, I believe, because he answered the open challenge or whatever it was.
Yeah. The Machine. The Machine versus Blackheart Leo Rush versus Orange Cassidy versus Roosh. I think there's a couple of matchups here I'd like to see individually. I'll be real, as a 4-way, this is kind of washed over me. Orange's response to Leo Rush was great, and them leaving it to a singles match was funny. Roosh is just, he's only going to do one thing, regardless of his opponent. My goodness, I was fearing for Leo Rush's life.
Brother in Christ, when it was just...
Holy fuck.
Why? First of all, why did he drop kick his head off? Like, what? But...
Yeah, I was even, like, shocked. I was like, man, like, he does... Roosh comes in, he does one thing. We might not see him for 6 weeks after that, but man,
And one thing he does
he.
is like assault. Like,
Oh my, and that's why they won't put a belt on him. But he ain't
jeez.
gonna lose. Clever way to get around anybody else losing with kind of half the match going to the back.
Well, that's why'd they go to the back, Steve? Because Big Dog came back. That's
Oh
why.
yeah, oh yeah, because Lance Archer, yeah, back in the building.
Yeah,
It looked like his
no,
braids
no.
are purple now.
Lance Archer came out, and then
Lance Archer came out later.
yeah,
This was
no,
what's my
yeah,
name.
this is Art. The Big Dog number two is back.
So Jake Doyle's back. He came mixed save for Brian Cage. You think they're gonna be teaming now?
No, actually no. Lance did come out here.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so what you call it? Orange is walking up, but then Rocky Romero comes out with Archer, Swag Lord,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's when Big Dog comes and attacks Cassidy, and then that's turned to a smiles after that.
Yeah, so that set up the title challenge on Saturday.
Josh
Which
hates this segment of our show, by the way.
yeah, oh the Lance Archer glazing session. Look, man, it's not my fault.
You don't get
Your
it.
favorite wrestler doesn't rock a Mary jeans and purple braids and the oversized Affliction t-shirts. Like
But
nobody else is doing it like that.
it was
So we just have to game respects game. Okay.
it was so funny because we were talking about something completely different, and I brought him up, and then this happened, and I looked directly at him. I was like, "He's like Candyman, bro. You say his name, he's gonna pop up."
So what is the team exactly? It's Rocky, Lance? Is it Brian Cage?
I think so. I don't even know. I just saw one person, and that's the only person I cared about.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Let me look real
I
quick.
mean, if we want, yeah, we're gonna be professionals. We'll look, but man, I can tell you right now, the only person that matters is Nature Boy number two. Oh, sorry.
Okay, it's Roppongi Vice and Lance Archer.
Hell yeah.
So Lance is the only big in that match, but I think that'll be cool. In all seriousness, I think that conglomeration trio is awesome, and yeah, I'm excited for that. Roosh being back, I was really happy to see that the wins he's been racking up have actually meant something, and this isn't our typical, like I just mentioned, like Roosh will be brought into a multi-man match on Dynamite or Collision, he'll win, and then you won't see him for 3 months. But we would see him in like 3 minutes.
He comes back, kicks somebody in the face, and leaves.
Mm-hmm. Pre-tape, your Brawling Birds theory actually, I think it might stick because they were trying to make this like Windsor's just it's going to be Ospreay and his wife, both going home and winning the tournament. But I'm like, this was before.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Okay, MJF. I'm thinking of the in-ring. Yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, man. Shaking off the rust.
Yeah,
Right?
it's our first episode back. Newest one.
Yeah. MJF backstage runs into Kevin Knight.
Where do I find a suit like this?
I don't even know what you would search in the search bar.
That's what I said, because I need this. I need whatever
Like,
suit that was. I'm going to Google image it. Google image it. I'll find it.
Reverse image search. Yeah. Just search like fucked up suit.
Swagged out suit, you mean?
Yeah, this suit was crazy for his big celebration, but Kevin Knight's pretty much like, no, I did not do that for you, and I'm coming for your belt, which is interesting because the second MJF has the belt back, yeah, everybody's coming at him once again, and I think that really works. It worked.
I love that because that's how that's how it should be.
Yeah, it worked at the beginning of the year when they had like that like ridiculously crowded main event scene, but like we were looking at Hangman, Kenny, Andrade, Darby, like these are all credible people, and they even used that to build up Brody King. Now it's like we're in round 2 of it, and it's like we'll talk about it when he's in the ring. Interestingly enough, though, we kind of panned off of MJF. Fletcher runs into Kevin Knight, and obviously you think of Fletcher, you think of TNT title. So I thought that was interesting, and if I'm not mistaken, Kevin Knight won that off of it being vacated.
Yeah. Because he actually brought it up in that, and he said, "You're holding the belt that I never lost," or something like that.
Yeah, that's that's a match baked in right there. Maybe that's one where I kind of wish Kevin Knight was still babyface for, but shit, who's to say Kyle Fletcher won't be babyface by that point?
Yeah, 'cause, like you could have, if you wanted to, but I guess it's all okay now. But you could have had Kevin Knight lose the belt to Fletcher and then turn him heel. But
Yeah.
it makes
But
it
again,
makes
that's
it
just
makes sense now because it opens up more possibilities for faces to fight for that TNT belt. So
yeah, and Kevin Knight's, he's not making any more friends coming out of Double or Nothing either. So yeah, it's things to some food for thought, if you will.
okay. Tan colored peacoat.
Yep.
Where that was.
Mark Briscoe vignette, I was just like, cool, like he's back, like let's get this back on track. And
There's two grouping
yeah, big plans for him, bigger plans than I thought. But before we get to that though, yeah, like Windsor's just pouring her heart out over going home to Wembley, and
The reason I,
it'd be too obvious. I feel like for Osprey and Windsor to win their respective tournaments.
yeah, they're not winning. But they're if you watch the interview, bro, and then you listen to Jamie says like one way or the other, the birds are gonna come out on top. And then you're just look, she's watching Windsor.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that's just like small little like wrestling stuff that I'm like, I think it's gonna be Jamie. That's gonna be the mystery, unless you do Monet. But I mean,
I feel like they wouldn't bring Monet back as an injury replacement.
yeah, no, you're gonna bring her back as a surprise, or you know what I'm saying? It's like,
They probably have the plan in they probably had the plan in place. Like she's not hurt, she's just taking a break. So
she's been going crazy for the past almost year, right? So
yeah, like working in Winnipeg and Austria and whatever. But she did all kind of stuff last year. So I think that they have a plan in place for her. I just don't know what that is yet. So I could see it. And the thing is, I feel like with the Brawling Birds, if they didn't win the belts now, or they win the belts by now, you could do this turn, or at least cause a rift between them. But that would mean, well, I would take Jamie Hayter versus Hazuki any day of the week. Or Jamie Hayter Persephone would be cool too. Yeah, they gotta move some things around, because I just expected the final of that tournament to be Willow versus Athena again, because we know how great their chemistry is. Obviously, no Willow, so yeah, what you think about? So
not that I don't mind it, but it's just don't do that.
yeah, because I was almost thinking like, could they have somebody win the tournament but then lose in the title match? But Monet just did that.
Yeah, so
And I feel like whoever wins this tournament should beat Tekla. Like she's held that belt for a while now, and they need to establish somebody else. Yeah, in general. MJF in ring celebration for his third belt. Didn't get to talk too much shit because he's already got people lined up, and two people I did not expect to get world title shots, really at all. Roosh immediately. Or I can't remember. I think Briscoe came out first and then Roosh.
yeah, Briscoe came out and started ripped down the flag or whatever.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But I feel like with him, that's when you're gonna get your Mick Foley not interference, but your Mick Foley involvement with Briscoe.
Oh man,
Think about it, bro.
Don't tease me with a good time.
Think about it, bro. Who is in that company? Who is the most, other than Darby, because he's crazy, but Briscoe leans more towards like a Mick Foley, though.
He does a cactus elbow every match.
See what I'm saying? So like, you foreshadowed the Mick Foley stuff on the pre-show, and you didn't mention it at all, and now you got Briscoe coming in. I feel like that's where you're gonna get Mick Foley in, bro. I just have a hunch
I like the way you think.
because it's just man, give me that, please.
Yeah. Rouge challenging is cool. I remember when these two wrestled, I want to say it was 2024, like when MJF just came back. Maybe, it was either 24 or 25. It was in the summer, I specifically remember.
I vaguely remember that match, yeah.
I remember it was at a time where I really was, like, I know I'm critical of MJF, but like when I really didn't like MJF stuff at the time. And Rouge literally beat it out of him to have a good match. And I have no reason to think he can't do it again. Like, I'm actually up for this one. I think if it's anything like the first match, Roosh is... It's so awesome how no bullshit he is in the ring that it's like, I think if Max doesn't show up with his working boots, he's gonna like legitimately be in for a world of hurt. Yeah, that's a really cool first defense because I think I didn't like I could say now that we've seen the whole thing. I did not like Max's second reign. I think it started promising, and then like once we were getting into pay-per-view main events, it just wasn't for me. But now, when you have an interesting line of challengers, and we kind of have this idea that it might be a shorter reign, even shorter than the second one, if we're talking May to July, possibly August. August is the latest because I mean, Ospreay's winning that belt,
If fans are butts.
right? Like you'd be stupid not to do it at this point.
But
So now, if this third time around though, we are getting some more out of left field challengers. You could do some more interesting things, and on top of that, like I said, I liked Roosh versus MJF. I liked Briscoe versus MJF a whole lot. So, and Briscoe's line of thinking of last time we were in the ring, I pinned your ass. Yeah, he should have a shot.
we're gonna get there, and it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so that's the end of my TED talk on that one. But I was a little concerned because I'm like, what are we going to do in the meantime? You know, because this is very much a meantime title reign, and I'm cool with it, at least with these first two challenges.
Give me I agree with you on his second run. It was very copy and paste. You know, it was very same old challengers, same old matches. His second one, but this one, if you're gonna give me Roosh and Briscoe off bat, yeah. Now give me Lance Archer next, please.
Man, we didn't get it the Darby right. That's my biggest regret.
It's all right though. He's on my team.
Yeah. Jurassic Express promo where they're spoofing Rocky.
Yeah, sure.
What are your thoughts on Jack Perry's neon pants?
Shout out Nick. Fucking what's his name? Nick Mondo. Sick Nick Mondo.
Nick Mondo.
That's the first person I thought of when he came out.
I guess he is moonlighting Sick Nick.
Yeah, I don't mind, man. It is what it is. I mean, I guess it's better than the Crocodile Dundee pants he used to wear.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just feel like I don't know what they're doing with it. You know, I'm glad that he's just doing his own thing. I guess. You know, and he's putting on good matches at least. So
yeah, this feels like he's a lot more reassured of who he is as a wrestler, and it's kind of like it feels like the most comfortable he's been. You know.
Yeah.
We'll get to his match in a little bit, but first,
my match of the night.
A match that was like one or both of these guys have to be in the G1 because this felt like dress rehearsal. This felt like a G1 match dropped in a Dynamite.
All I know is just let me tell you something. I saw this match on the card. And I said, I don't care. This is my match of the night before it even started.
Yeah. Brody King versus Claudio Castagnoli in first round action in the Owen Hart Foundational Tournament. And these two have had matches before. Then they've all been good. And this one they just decided we're just going to hit each other a bunch and see what happens.
We're just going to swing for the fences. Whatever happens, happens.
And it was awesome. One complaint, because again, I'm watching on Max. I do not get the picture-in-picture. When Brody set him up for that cannonball, they went to an ad break.
Yeah, I didn't get the picture-in-picture either. So I was watching on
So I didn't get to see any of that. Yeah, I didn't get to see any of that. So overall, though, yeah, there's just these two punching the shit out of each other, lariating, throwing lariats.
I love the ending where they just both fell.
Yeah, real cool finish because it was just, okay, Brody got a really sick elbow in and Claudio didn't get up. I think you should do finishes like that every now and then, to where it's just like, okay, hit you with my best shot, and it landed. Claudio's been known for that. Like, you know, obviously his Swiss Death, where it is just that like flash, oh my god, he's out, you know what I mean? But when you're seeing him lose at the hands of just somebody throwing a wicked elbow, it's like, damn. Yeah, we might have been short on this one, but it's literally just these two beating the shit out of each other for like, what, 10 minutes?
There isn't much to talk about. There's a lot of lariats and chops, you know?
Yeah, and it's awesome.
It is.
Yeah, so it's
great.
12 minutes. Yeah, they basically just slug at each other for 12 minutes, and it's sick.
And then now Brody goes on to fight Swerve, so.
Yeah, and that's a rematch we've wanted since Revolution. I'm still surprised we never got like a stepped up match between these two. Not saying we wouldn't, but again, before that one count that pissed me off in the Revolution match, those two were going absolutely crazy. So I'm actually very excited for the rematch.
I'm pretty sure Swerve's going to go over, but it's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah. All right. let's get into the 5 second pose because how did you feel about this one, man?
I didn't hate it.
Yeah,
I
I didn't.
didn't
I wasn't
like
feeling
it. It
this.
wasn't my
Yeah,
thing because, like, I get it. You're trying to rely off of old, you know what I'm saying, past. But you didn't need to do all this. Like, this went too long, in my opinion. Especially in Philly. I wouldn't do this in Philly.
should I just rush my microphone? My bad.
Hell yeah, dude. But like, you wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did get a chuckle when he dumped out all the fucking cameras, but other than that, I didn't care about that.
I guess.
Like who attacked him. But other than that,
I guess what left a weird taste was I get what they're trying to do, where like Christian's still a heel, right? It felt weird that coming out of such an intense blood feud, where their careers were on the line, and like Beth Phoenix got pile driven and all this shit. Edge was just out there acting like a geek the whole time. And I understand that like this is their last run. They're gonna do this. They got to play the hits. But I was like, I just wasn't into this. But the Dogs as their next challenger, that's an interesting pull. And I think it's cool to see them getting established as a tag team while Gabe's out because it felt like since Gabe Kidd got hurt, these guys were just kind of supplementary players with Death Rider stuff or a Stadium Stampede. It's cool seeing them get this kind of focus.
I was stoked to see Matthew McConaughey and David Finlay attack.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm like, but yeah, and like you said, it's a good pivot for what we know what's coming at in London, you know, at Wembley. So, but I'm excited to see. Like, it should be a good match between these guys. I mean, not that I'm excited to, or not excited to see Cope and Cage beat the Dogs, but whatever. Give me Jay White back though,
Yeah,
guys. I mean,
maybe he's behind the forbidden door.
he fucking better be. And if he posts you ready, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Just block him at
Yeah,
that point.
I'm not looking at social media that day. Joke's on you.
Yeah. So we had a couple more segments on the Dynamite block. First being like a 90-second Ty J squash.
Hey, but shout out Alley Catch. Huh?
Yeah, Alley Catch got on TV. Divine Dominion are basically like, oh yeah, like we're watching you, and it's just like again, like Brawling Birds probably should have won those belts by now, but
I'm gonna tell you something right now. If TJ win the belts at any time, I'm literally over it. No offense to them, no offense to them, but like you've had every opportunity with a lot better tag teams than this.
yeah, I'm with you. Then we got the Mike Bailey pre-tape
In the suit, in the fit,
in the fit.
in the fit. God,
Yeah,
you know he's
and this is where
he's not wearing shoes in this promo. You took them off.
yeah, the Pumas are off. Pumas are off to challenge Kevin Knight, which, as you informed me, is booked for next week.
Along with Roosh and MJ.
Yep. So pretty good. Pretty good card on paper so far. Next was the third Mark Davis versus Jack Perry match in a month. They must have really been impressed with that Revolution pre-show or Dynasty pre-show match.
All three of them were pretty good too in their own way. So
Yeah, and it's basically like Perry showing his chops as how he can bump. Davis looking just like $1,000,000 in control, and they did some cool stuff in this match. Like I liked how they really teetered into that DDT off the top rope, which looked insane. I thought Perry getting suplexed out of his shoes was funny.
that shit had me dying laughing.
Yeah, I was like, it's cheesy, but I mean, the time and place. You know what I mean?
It's like sick Nick Vondo just got suplexed out of his shoes.
But I mean, yeah, these two obviously have established chemistry enough to where they thought they should just keep running it back. But I do like how Davis felt the need to up the ante and like definitively put this away by doing close your eyes.
Killing him?
Yeah, close your eyes off the ropes. It looked really fucked up.
Well, and my question, like when he was doing it, I was like, oh, he's gonna hit close your eyes and count the fuck. I was like, but is he gonna spin, or is he just gonna drop him straight down? And thank God he spun, because if he would have dropped him,
Yeah, it could have been bad.
it still looked gnarly either way. But yeah, this match was awesome. It was a good way to end the ending of Dynamite.
Yeah, and I like the second round matchup here. Davis fucked up Ospreay when he came back, and
former
This would be good.
former UE partners, and
Yeah, and I want to say that they had a match in the New Japan Cup that I really liked a couple years ago. So I'm up for this one. I'm excited.
anything with Gungzilla and on it, I'm with it.
Yeah. Then we got Takeshita, or excuse me, Fletcher in ring addressing Takeshita. Basically, just it's Fletcher talking about how he's a what was the term he used? A genetic anomaly.
Yeah.
Said he broke his leg in 2 places and everything's fine. Which thank God, dude. If that's true, that's insane.
This kid broke his leg in 2 places.
Like 99% of people wouldn't be walking by now.
I'm gonna say he got the Terminator leg in him.
Yeah. Now, who's to say he's not a cyborg? But
The fact that he's 100% clear is crazy to me.
yeah. The one thing I did find interesting is that when Takeshita came out, the conglomeration had his back.
Yeah.
So that might be his kind of ragtag group until he finds maybe like a more permanent group to be around. But I mean, conglomeration they're like the utility knife. You can stick them anywhere on the card, and they'll do well. So
Yeah, it's just like you got a team full of heavy utility hands. So, but then you think this match happens pay-per-view, or are they just gonna run this on a Dynamite too?
no, I think they have to hurry up these matches because I think they said the final of the tournament's going to be at Forbidden Door.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to have to start burning through these. Which I actually think there's only one more round. Like there's
there's just
round 1, round 2, and then the final.
Yeah, they didn't go all crazy like they used to. I think.
Yeah, they kept it pretty small, but nothing wrong with that. Backstage, Will Ospreay, he's basically said what we did. Like Davis messed him up when he was just coming back. Now he has a chance to get get his lick back and then get in the tournament final. What was an insane visual to me though was Ospreay teaming with Moxley and Pac.
This is like, hey, WWE 2K.
Yeah, this was full on video game stuff. It was an insane visual. The match didn't really last all that long, but seeing them all put submissions on at the same time was really cool. I'm still not really buying Ospreay's armbar, but the one thing I could tell you is you can hit an armbar on everybody. I don't know. Has he hit the Stormbreaker yet since coming back?
Seen him hit it. No. He might.
Yeah,
He
maybe.
might have. I haven't seen him.
Because I'm starting to think maybe he can't do it all the time with this repaired neck.
That's possible too.
Just because of where you leverage it, like when you got him in the air. But you could hit an armbar on anybody. Can't necessarily hit the Stormbreaker on everybody. So like I get it. I still just don't. When I think of Ospreay, I'm not thinking of submissions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it might just take a little bit of getting used to. But I don't have too much on the match. But just like seeing Moxley, Pac, and Ospreay on the same side of the ring is like shit. Like I would not want to wrestle them.
Shit, does he got the onesie on? Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah, they just blew through the Rascals.
But shout out to the Rascals though, because like since they've been here, they've been putting on,
Yeah,
so
they've been like a Collision staple.
yeah, they've been solid.
Yep.
Too bad they just got their asses handed to them, but whatever.
I mean, Ospreay, Pac, and Moxley, that's unfair.
Yeah, that's literally you're going against like the fucking dream team.
Yeah, for real. Then we got the Joe promo we were referring to. He's out. Leaves us with what's this Ops 2.0, which I'm still not buying, but it's whatever.
I hate this. Like, because first of all, now, all right, so you're gonna have Hook step up in the thing as the leader, and they're gonna turn his back. We already see it coming. Whatever. Why? Nothing against Anthony Bowens, but he don't fit the scheme here to me. And I also saw that Max Caster might not be in the company anymore. So what are we really doing?
Yeah, I have no idea.
You could have had the Acclaimed in the Ops, man, scissoring people.
Yeah. Some more backstage stuff with Ty J. They're still building to this Divine Dominion match, which I agree with you. They should not be taking the belts off of them.
I will literally, I won't do anything, but I'll shake my fist.
You won't be happy.
I'll be happy.
That's for sure.
That's right.
Ace Austin versus Andrade. I was in and out of this one. I don't have too much to say about it. Very much a collision match, and it just felt like Andrade was. They had him there to stay on screen. I think he's going to want his shot at MJF as well, based off his promo.
Yeah, I fuck with Ace Austin though.
He's been somebody featured quite a bit over the recent weeks as well.
Oh, one spot we didn't talk about was the Luchasaurus spot with Andrade, and he had
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
that part. He had a blonde wig on. He spit the mist in his face. Oh, it was awesome. It was great.
Where do you have wig on top of mask in the rankings
Uh,
with like mask
it, it,
over
it,
mask?
it goes mask over mask, obviously. Oh, sorry, tiny
Yeah.
mask over big mask is where you get me, and then wig over long hair and mask, essentially. So,
Yeah.
hmm.
Yeah. The gift that keeps on giving.
They know what they're doing here. This right? That's the Jungle Express I need to see.
Yeah. Main event time. I was pleasantly surprised with Statlander versus Sheeta in a lights out Philadelphia street fight. First, I was a little like kind of skeptical because it felt like they were just running this because obviously the tag team split up, but I remember a few years ago they ran Sheeta versus Serena Deeb in a Philadelphia street fight.
It is like random one.
I just felt like, oh, well, we're in Philly, you gotta do it, you know what I mean? It's just like, AEW brain booking, but this was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I liked it. I seen the spot with the bike before I seen anything else, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to tune this.
Sheeta channeling her inner Hyper Masao and Kota Ibushi
Oh man, I remember when Corey was trying to ride that bike. I was so scared.
with the lead pipe.
Yeah, I said no. But yeah, no, I liked this match. Right? It was fun. It was a fun little match to end a 3 hour block. I watched it today. I didn't watch it all last night, but I'm glad I waited.
Yeah, I watched everything this morning. Honestly, like I usually don't do the whole block in one sitting, but I did with this one. I just figured, I don't know. I feel like honestly, in the weeks where we weren't doing the show, my head just like really wasn't in the wrestling space just because of other things going on.
Yeah,
So I was like really excited to like just sit down, put on wrestling, and like kind of dive in. I know I wasn't exactly too thorough with TV, but I mean we're already pushing 2 hours here. But this match though, they hit a nice balance. Like when you're watching a match like this, it's either like party match or it's like hate filled brawl, and this kind of like check both boxes for me. Like you do get the wacky stuff with the bike, but then you get like the suplex onto the barricade, or any time Stat threw a chair. Like it felt like she put all her force behind it, and she was still able to protect herself, obviously. But like the sound it made, like I was convinced that they were really laying in this match.
she channeled her inner Sabu with those throwing chairs there.
Yeah, absolutely. Which, as much as shit talk Jericho, that was cool that he did the table dive in Sabu's honor
Oh yeah,
at the pay per view. Yeah,
Skypoint, big
yep,
dog.
absolutely, Sky Point. And a really insane visual in this match was the light tube. Well, I mean, that had to be a real one, right?
It's always hard to tell for me in wrestling, which there's a way to tell real ones from fake ones. Like I don't think fake ones have. I forgot what they said. Like if real ones don't have that much powder in them, I guess. I
Okay.
think that's what they said. I don't know, but I mean, either way, they look nasty. So
However, Statlander cut up her back. That was a sick visual.
oh yeah, so that's what I was saying. I was like, it has to be. I don't know because I mean that fiberglass, or
Yeah,
whatever that
yeah.
is.
That's usually the one thing where I would say maybe it was gimmicked, and one just for her safety, but two, she wasn't bleeding immediately. I don't think.
Yeah,
But regardless, it worked for me because I do not have, I've seen a lot of wrestling in my time. I don't necessarily have the trained eye for that aspect of deathmatch as far as like what's gimmicked, what's not.
I think as fans we don't really look for it either, though. You know what I'm saying? Because we're like, oh, just take the mystique out for me, and I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. The one, I'm not ever gonna be like, oh, there has to be like gobs of blood in every match, but I think the one thing that really would have taken this over the top for me was in the moment where after the light tube spot, Stat broke the kendo stick over her knee and then went to stab Sheeta with it.
Yeah.
If she got color off of that, that would have been like really, really insane. But instead, we just got the small matter of a tombstone through a table.
Yeah, which was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. This match was a lot of fun. And it was nice to be reminded of what these two are capable of because before this comeback run, Sheeta looked like she was losing it a little bit, and it feels like they gave up on Statlander after they took the belt off of her. So this was a kind of a nice reminder of what these two can do. Statlander in these brawls in general is just something I don't think is something people talk about enough.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, like
She's great in all these types of plunder matches.
the matches with her and Willow tag teaming, or her and Willow against each other, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like the Pulp Fiction one,
she always,
and then obviously the one against each other.
yeah. So like, she's always wanted to be. I just wish they would do more with her. Same thing with Sheeta, in all honesty, because now we're gonna see Sheeta disappear again. I feel like.
Hopefully not, but who's to say? But yeah, this was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that we had like a big match to go off of the air on, because I feel like the last time they've done these 3-hour blocks, the last couple times, like the main event is just like a whatever tag, and then it's like, okay, show's over.
Last week especially was
that when they did like that 8-man?
I believe, yeah, and it was just like,
it was like, okay, show's over, go home.
So I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, it's a go home. Yeah, so it's a go home show. I feel like you'd have a lot more, but
yeah, so this just felt like a much more conclusive ending to a very long block of TV, but one that I didn't think it was bad. Maybe we got a couple of really good matches with this main event, and then obviously Claudio and Brody. So we would recommend that you go out of your way for those if you haven't. And just setting up for, I think once this tournament really gets underway, well, we're gonna have a lot more to talk about. Hazuki has a warm-up match against Maya World. So shout out Maya World, another DPW alum. So AEW fans, you can get your first taste of Hazuki if you're unfamiliar with her work this Saturday.
It's really weird that they did the 3-hour block and they're doing another one Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's going on the air. It might only be an hour because AEW gets their guaranteed 4 hours a week. Yeah. But I think it's also because conference finals for hockey are like wrapping up real quick. Mm-hmm. So maybe it was like, we're preempting you unless, and then the unless happened.
That makes sense.
I'm cool if they just go back. I know next week's just going to be straight up 2 hours of Dynamite, and hopefully we'll be back on our regular schedule where we could just track afterwards. But tune in next time. We'll cover MJF's first title defense of his third reign, some more tournament stuff, and hopefully some build to Forbidden Door, because we only got a month.
Yeah, how they do that, huh? Like, their Forbidden Door is usually like thrown together. So.
Yeah. But we're going to have Forbidden Door. I got to see when Dominion is, because they're going to announce the G1 lineup, which, as long as everything goes to plan, you and I will be in attendance for opening night. Yeah. And then I think like less than a week after that is the Warrior Wrestling Block Party.
Let's go.
Yeah. So we got about a month until all that happens, but a month and some change. But I'm looking forward to the summer, man. And I'm looking forward to just doing the podcast regularly again. Took us a while to get back in the saddle, but all's well that ends well, right? Yeah, and hopefully here to stay. Like I said, knock on wood, no more technical issues going forward. I'll have a brief hiatus in August before All In, but we're going to leave that until we get there. But if you got this far into the podcast, I know it was a long one, but we were due anyways. So thank you so much for listening. Chris, do you have anything to plug?
I got nothing, my man. I'm chilling.
I think I plugged the ECW video last time, so neither do I. Thanks for listening to The Underhook. We're back, and we'll talk to you again next week.
See ya.